another maker on earth. Yet the world really thinks she's only a female, but I am born to be a maker. In my greatness, my mind can see. I have power to be anything. I am sure I am more than this. Yeah, baby, more. I'm a dreamer, baby, more. I'm a achiever, baby, more. I can be anything if I just believe in me. Baby, more. Sing with me. There's an old story out there where the writer died for me. Oh, here's a new story from here. I decide the path I must follow. I can be anything if I just believe in me. Come the hurtful voices whispering, I'm not good enough if you knew me. I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. I'm fearless. I'm an achiever. I'm resilient. I'm unstoppable. I'm a maker. I'm creative. I'm brilliant. I'm free and more.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What a wonderful way to welcome you to the first rebranded edition of Women's Spotlight, live on Freedom 87.9 FM, we're as well live on Facebook and YouTube. I would like to say Happy International Women's Month to all of you. As you all know, we're in March, and usually we celebrate the International Women's Day. So I would like to say welcome.
I am more than this.
We're back on your radio, bigger and better. And of course, we will be here.
I can be anything if I just
spotlighting the contributions of women in society, the progress being made, challenges, and their stories will be shared right here on Women's Spotlight, live on Freedom 87.9 FM. My name is Princess Alexa Venture-Colley. As always, I am your host. However way you're joining us, we'd like to say welcome. And it is a pleasure to have all of you listen to just the first edition, rebranded edition of Women's Spotlight live right here on Freedom 87.9 FM. On today's presentation, we'll play host to one of Liberia's youngest ladies who has recently ventured into the tourism sector of our country. And you know, when we're discussing tourism, how important that is for our country. Also, she is a pageant girl, or we'll say a pageant queen. We're going to discuss her journey personally, professionally, and exactly what she's up to at about this moment in our country. It is important to highlight the contributions of women in society and basically what they are doing to contribute to our country nationally. So this is an amazing, amazing moment for all of us right here at Freedom Radio Liberia. For a lot of you who listened to Women Spotlight 2 years ago, you know exactly what we are into and how we go about discussing different issues affecting the lives of women, as well as, projecting an image that, of course, women have to be represented at every level in our country. Today is the 5th of March, 2025. And of course, we're here in the city of Monrovia, where Freedom FM is situated. We took a very short break, and of course, when we get back, we go to our studio guest, and you're going to listen to her narrate her story. When a woman tries to elevate her voice, it is really powerful. And it is something that a lot of people look forward to listening. Of course, you want to know what women are up to in our country. It is not always just talking about the different forms of violence perpetrated against them. As much as that is important, we also need to talk about their contributions immensely in our country. I can be anything if I just believe in me. Calm the hurtful voices whispering I'm not good enough if you knew me. Okay, we'd like to say welcome back to Women's Spotlight on Freedom 87.9 FM. If you're just joining us, of course, you're listening to us live on Freedom Radio Liberia 87.9 FM. We're live on Facebook, Freedom Radio Liberia, as well as YouTube. Just a little backstory for some of you who may or may not know where Women's Spotlight started from. I remember, is it how many years ago? We'll say 2020, and now we're in 2025. So that's about 5 years or almost 6 years ago. We launched Women's Spotlight on Freedom Radio Liberia. And at about that time, you knew exactly how the country was because we had COVID-19 in Liberia. And it was really, really devastating for a lot of people. Also, just coming from the background, of advocacy and now just promoting, women's issues on the radio, as well as discussing all forms of violence against women. We started that and we decided to launch just Women's Spotlight with the help of our amazing boss here at Freedom Radio Liberia, Old Man Sam Sion, Freedom FM right here. Women's Spotlight became, a really, really great program on the radio. And we launched an out of the studio initiative, Trust No One, that was basically raising awareness, against all forms of violence against women and girls in society. Because at about that time, young girls were being abused sexually by their own family member. And it was really, really sad. So we actually talked about that a bit. And Women's Spotlight went on for, a couple of times. And that was a really, really good thing. But then we needed to take a little break on the radio, when we spotlight on the radio. We took that break, and a lot of people asked, "Hey, where's our program?" And now we're here today. So I would like to say welcome, and I'm actually happy to start this on the radio again because it's been a very long time. I think 2 or 3 years, yeah, max. It's been that amount. So it's been a very long time, and we're happy being back. So I'd like to say welcome to our studio guests. Welcome, and interestingly, you're the first on the rebranded. So this is like a first episode, first edition, first presentation, and you are now the first guest here. So I'd like to have you in studio, baby boy. Can you put our guest in studio for us, please? Okay. So good afternoon. How are you? Can you come a little bit closer to the microphone? How are you?
I'm fine, Alexa. How are you too?
Well, I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for asking.
That's good to
Um,
hear.
okay, so a lot of people are listening, and of course, some of your friends, I'm sure they're following now. Some of them know
Yes.
you personally, and other people know you professionally. So, I'd like to know, who are you? What's your name? What are you involved with? I earlier on told our audience about your venture into the tourism sector, as well as you being a pageant girl. So let's talk about that. Who are you?
Okay. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to Freedom FM for this opportunity, and also thank you to who's ever watching
Hmm.
and listening to Freedom FM right now. Um, I'm Mousy by name, and I'm also a beauty queen, Miss Montserrat currently, and the CEO of the People's Tour Liberia, a tour agency that is here to showcase the beauty, culture, and history of Liberia to the world. That is who I am.
Okay, Mousy. It
Mhm.
is it is actually great having you here. Now let's talk about your journey,
Mm.
and because I actually got to know you. I don't know you personally earlier on, or I didn't know you earlier on, but I got to know you just from seeing different flyers about pageant. Oh, she's a beauty queen and this and that. So let's talk about that first. You're a beauty queen. That's number one, and everybody knows you to be that Miss Monserrato. I stand to be corrected,
Sure.
of course, Miss Monserrato now, and that's something a lot of people know you of, right? So whenever you hear Mousy, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a beauty queen. So let's talk about your journey. How did it all start, and when did you think you actually wanted to be or a beauty queen?
Okay. Thank you. So here is it. I got a compliment from a friend way back,
Okay.
and he was like, I think you can try the pageantry award. Maybe you could, come out as, you come out successful. And when he told me, I was like, what do you mean? Because me looking at my height, I was like, no, I can't do this. Look at my height. First of all, and at that time when I was coming out, I was choppy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, look at me. What am I even gonna do that? Like, my self-esteem was very low at that time when he told me. So then, I caught my eyes on him. But at times went by, I moved at the time I was in Cowell when he
Okay.
told me that. Then I moved to Cinco. When I moved to Cinco, and then I saw this opportunity at that time. I had lost weight. Like I came back to, I just went to from being here to
Mhm.
here. Yes, I got very slim and everything. Then when I saw they put up these flyers for, I think it was flyers or something, form for Miss Sinker, and then I was like, should I give it a try? Yeah, should I give it a try? But then after all the bullying and everything I've seen for people for beauty queens, I was scared and skeptical, of if I should go into it or not. But then I said, you know what? All it takes is believing yourself
Right.
and the chances and the courage to take chances.
Mhm.
So then I went for it. When I went, I didn't even come like last place. Like I was all the way to the bottom. Right. So after after that pageant, I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm not going for any pageantry in Liberia again. I'm not going for any pageantry in Liberia. I'm tired. I'm stressed.
Mhm.
I'm not going for anything that I got headache. Like, it's too challenging. Yes. So then I sat down for some time. But while sitting, I forget about whole pageant business while sitting. Pageant keep going on. Keep seeing people going, because this is where people get it wrong. Pageantry in Liberia, not just Liberia, other country, people have a different perception when it comes to pageantry.
Mhm.
They look at pageantry as a form of negativities for young women. But me, I think our pageantry is good, because as a young woman going into the field of pageantry, it helps build your confidence. It helps make you responsible. It makes you see things from a different dimension. It make you know that you have a responsibility to take in. As a beauty queen, there are some ethics and things you need to work with. You need to have ethics. You need to be responsible.
Right.
So those are the things that beauty queen pageantry comes with. You go into the pageantry world, those are things you need to take into consideration. So I gave myself a try again.
Okay,
was
so
the second time.
so the first try was actually Miss Sinkhole.
Yeah, Miss
And
Sinker.
you did not emerge as anything.
Anything.
You were just way behind because
was-
you did not have self-esteem at a certain level.
Yeah.
And you thought that now I can't do this because you already have this stigma associated with a pageant in Liberia
Right.
and even across the world. So whenever you have a pageant girl, you have a lot of different things that people will say about, oh no, this person is this, and it is not mostly based on the educational part.
Uh-huh.
It is basically about, hey, they're just there to showcase what they have,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
their biological makeup and all that. So that was the first one. And secondly, just go to it.
Secondly, I said, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna give myself a try again. And if it doesn't come out rightly for me, then I don't think this is something that I should keep doing. So that was my last try. Then I went for Miss Montserrat. When I saw Miss Montserrat first, it should have been Miss, I think, cultural Miss Cultural Liberia happening in Ghana at the time.
Okay.
Yes. Gosh. The organizer for that pageant sent me a text, they sent me a message on WhatsApp. Hey, I think they saw me on TikTok or something. And they was like, we will want you to, partake in this and represent your country. And
now it's funny. It is nerve-wracking because you're thinking about, wow, I won the first time in Liberia. I did not go anywhere. Like I was like at the tail, I did not go anywhere. And now you have someone else reaching out to me. Like I know you had this nerve and
like
you couldn't, because Nigeria is somewhere, you think everyone has it. If you're going there, you have to be well prepared.
Exactly.
You need to get all your acts together and you need to be at a certain level.
Right.
So what was it like?
Like I was like I kept contemplating, like, what am I supposed to do at this point? Going to Nigeria, I'm not even prepared. Let's say I'm not even prepared for pageant in Liberia.
Right
Less
now.
of Nigeria. So I'm like, okay, you know what happened? I'm not going to take this. Within that period of time, they put up form for Miss Montserrat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think I should give this one a try.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you started to have confidence back to back. Like,
Right.
I have to give you a try again.
Exactly.
So
I went I went for the form. I filled in the form. I did everything that needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And after then, I was, I started to partake in it. But it was really challenging because I was working. I had my relationship at the time. And like I said, everybody see pageantry as a form of, I should say, prostitution. Is safe to say?
Of course.
Okay.
This is Women's Spotlight. We talk
Okay,
about
right.
all these things openly.
Right.
Definitely.
People see pageantry as a form of prostitution, but that's what they miss the whole thing, because if you want to do, like every other field has its own positive and negative aspect of it. So if you're going to pageantry and you go with that mindset, that's exactly what will happen for you. But if you go in there clean-handed, definitely, if you emerge as a winner, fine.
Yeah, if you
If you
don't,
don't, it's fine.
move forward.
Right. So, my boyfriend at the time he had the same issue with me. Why am I going to pageantry? Why am I going to the pageant? At first, he had no problem with it, but then when we started getting in the middle of it, he was like, "Now you can't go." I'm like, "No, but you can't do this to me because at first, at the start of this, you should have told me that you don't want me to, partake, but you can't make me to come into the middle of it before
And
you
you'd be
telling
like,
me,
yeah.
yes, you're trying to be, no, I can't do that. And I've already started, I was in it, right? So those are challenges that was coming, those are challenges that were coming to me. Boyfriend, that's a relationship, financial challenges. Yes, like, and I was the person at the time, I never used to socialize. I never knew anybody. So getting around people, because
Like,
that
it was a huge one.
yes,
Right.
you need to go out there and promote yourself.
Mhm.
So going out there to promote yourself, you need to know people.
Of course.
Yeah. So I started facing challenges with things. But however, I went into the Miss Montserrado and I came out as a winner.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So, but wait. Let's take that a little bit. Right. Okay. You went for Miss Cinco.
Yeah.
You did not emerge as the winner or anything, and then you still had doubts because you did not know if you could make it or not going into another competition, because that is like a huge competition. You have like different beautiful brilliant girls, they're there, and people had already prepared for said competition, and then you were thinking if you could actually emerge as a winner.
Yes.
And then you gave it a try to go into another competition, Miss Montserrado. So for the preparation, like, how was it like? Did you have a mentor you actually looked up to? Did you have anyone just there, encouraging you and trying to help you in that process? Because of course we have had a lot of pageants, and I have had, the honor, to interview a lot of them and talk to a lot of them, on behind the scenes. And some of the things they would say, it is like really, really disappointing, because sometimes you don't have any support. Financially, you need to be supported. Morally, you need to be supported, because at the end of the day, you have social media as one of the factors where, just in case your pictures will be circulated on the social media, you will have different people saying different things about you.
Right.
And if your self-esteem is actually low, you'll be like, oh my God, you're going to go into depression, unfortunately you would, if you're not really strong enough. So that's one of the reasons you always need your mentors. You always need people you will look up to morally for some sort of a support. So you did not have any of those things. So how did it actually work? You would say, is it God, or is it just your work?
Well, I would say it's God. Firstly, let me say it's God. I'll tell you for free, it was challenging. Even with the contestant, I had like so it's like the 17th district, Montserrat County. So I was contesting against 16 beauty queens.
Right.
And if I tell you, those ladies, they were all well articulated. They're eloquent, and they have everything it takes to be a beauty queen. I'm telling you, yes. But like I said, just God, because I never had a mentor. It was just me. Relationship at that time, it was just like this, going up, going down,
just like you're right now,
right?
Just going. You don't know where you're headed, but you're going.
Exactly. So it was just me encouraging myself and my few friends around me. Like, I mean, the day of the pageant, I nearly gave up, because yes, I'm telling you, because it was the day that my ex broke up with me. He was like, he doesn't want the relationship. I don't want to talk about that. So like, I had all those things in my mind. The day of the pageant, the financial aspect of it, usually pageant is done like this. The beauty queens have to buy tickets.
Yeah,
they have to buy tickets or sell tickets.
You have to sell tickets for your fans.
Exactly. And me being me, I don't know a lot of people.
You were really reserved.
Yes,
at that time.
How
you didn't know a lot of people.
How am I going to sell these tickets? Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know what to start from. Then before my ex broke up with me, he came that day and then he gave me some money.
Okay.
Yes, and unfortunately for us, not unfortunately, but luckily for us, They said somebody had paid for all the Queen's tickets.
Mhm.
Yes, somebody had paid for all the Queen's tickets. I was like, oh my God, I am so, so grateful. And Lord knows how much I appreciate it. I am appreciative to that person right now, because I was thinking, how am I supposed to get this money? I was going to get this money to go and pay, right?
Mhm.
So after the dated payment, I went for the show that day. My makeup artist, he was supposed to be there before our second appearance.
He was nowhere to be seen.
I was frustrated at this point. I couldn't even stay at one place. I mean, I cried. I literally cried in that hall that day. All my friends, because my friends, their parents were there, they came up to me that day. They started wiping my face, like, don't cry, you don't even
Yeah,
know.
it's going to be okay.
Exactly. And at that point, all I told myself was, you know why? I'm just gonna partake. I'm just gonna go for this show because even if I win or not, I'm not thinking about the winning at this point. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever thing comes, whatever result I get, I don't care. I'm just participating as a contestant. So we went for the show. The day of the show, like I said, I came as a winner, and I was so shocked at that point. I couldn't even
Oh
oh
Lord.
God, God, like I kept calling God that they were on the stage. That if pictures from me from back then, you could see me on the stage. I was like, I was at the point I was astonished to the extent I couldn't even.
You had no words.
Yes, I had no words. I just like, oh my God, is this actually happy? Am I dreaming? Yeah, but then I came out as a winner. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it.
Right.
Yeah, and that just to tell anybody that
Mhm.
whatever thing you want to do, you should just be persistent with it. You should be committed, because one thing I remember was the success formula that says success equal persistent plus discipline.
Of course.
You need to discipline yourself. When I was going for Miss Montserrat, that's one thing I did. I was always looking for things that are, the negativities and the positive ones and the negative ones that, that could help, in the process of building me up as becoming a beauty queen.
Mhm.
Yes, I was very positive on that and persisting with it. So whatever you want to do in this life, I just feel like the only person who can limit you from being who you want to become is you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the lessons I guess you learned along the
Right.
way, and it is really essential for a lot of young women out there to also take that into consideration, because it may not just be pageant. There are also different things you want to do as an individual.
Right.
And basically based on the society we're living in, based on where we are as a country, you still have a lot of people to say things about young women. And sometimes what they're saying those things just to put you down. And if you're not
Right.
strong mentally, you're
You
just
just
going
fall.
to exactly you're just going to be into that. You'll be in your head, and you will just feel at the end of the day. So I think it is important to just keep going, because even if you're going to go to church, like, no disrespect to people who go to church, even if you're going to go to church, there are still negative and positive factors. So everywhere you go
And
and everything you do,
I'm not,
100%.
I'm not cutting you off, right? So at the time I participated in Miss Montserrato.
Mhm.
I was in high school at the time, and then
Oh, you can imagine.
this one instructor just look at me. He's like, he like you don't say you were for Miss Montserrato. Like, he was being very, I don't know how to say, but he was being very the negativities are just too much over here. He was like,
and
you not
and
even
if
found
we-
one place. Let me say it like it.
and interestingly, there are people you look up to,
Mhm.
and there are people you look up to, like you always need them to be there for you. Sometimes your instructors, sometimes
Yeah.
just it'll be different men, or it'll be
Yes.
women. You look up to them because you followed them
Exactly.
and you've seen exactly what they do.
Right.
So you always want to get just positive,
Yes, right. At
exactly,
least to feel more
affirmation from them. You
Yes.
need that positive reinforcement, where when someone says, hey, Miles, you're going to do great, just believe in yourself. You need that. But then if you're going to have your teacher
like
it is
telling
funny,
me
but
this,
if you're going to have your teacher
and he should be the
come
last
to
person
you,
saying that.
And he would tell you, just forget that thing, or you're not going to the
This
number
man,
one.
this man he was a hater. I swear to God. And you should see.
And then you start to be like, what did I do to you? Like,
What did I
honestly.
do?
So okay, fine. So what exactly was his reaction after you had already won, the
I
crown?
haven't even seen him since
No.
I won.
Wow. I'm sure he sees you on the social media,
Basically, he
basically.
does.
And he actually listened. Oh, of course, one of your students actually emerged as the winner. He said, but let her wait for you," because we know how haters are.
Yeah.
We try so much. But now let's go into this, right?
Okay.
You have pageant as the start.
Yeah.
Because you were really reserved, and because you went into pageantry 100%, I'm sure you got to know a lot of people. And of course, you were like, I have to break out of my shelf.
Exactly.
I have to be seen, I have to be visible, because the world has to see who I am. And then you want to put yourself out there. So pageant was basically just a space.
Yes, it was this.
It was
like to push you
a
up there.
platform
Yeah, right.
that launched you to the world. And people started to see, hey, this is this girl, like she's good, she's this and that. And now you were like, okay, I'm a pageant girl, but I want to do more.
Yes.
Right. You want to do more. But just before you get into wanting to do more, we talk about stigmatization and discrimination.
Yeah.
So you talk about prostitution as well. Whenever you have young girls venturing into pageantry, a lot of people, like I'm here, I have interviewed a lot of pageant girls, from Miss Earth Liberia to Miss Culture, a lot of the different pageants we have in Liberia. I have interviewed a lot of them right here on this radio, so I know some of the things that people say, even on the social media. If you're on the social media, you know exactly how people who would even have just an ounce of confidence to go out there and just be there to talk about themselves, they have the nerve to say a lot of things against young girls who are just wanting to be themselves, just wanting to venture into something. So it is like a whole lot. So what exactly would you say to pageant girls? Or I'm sure one of these days you're going to go for pageant again. It may not be locally or nationally.
Yeah.
Maybe an international one, or maybe Miss Liberia.
Right, Miss Liberia.
Exactly, Miss Liberia, to represent our nation, to be the nation's pride and all that. So what exactly would you say to pageant girls as a pageant queen now, who actually went through a lot of different things? You experienced a lot. You experienced emotional breakdown, relationships, going in the river, and all that. So you experienced a lot.
Yeah.
And as a young girl, sometimes it is actually hard to take it all in. So what exactly would you say to pageant girls? What would be your advice to a lot of young girls wanting to venture into pageantry?
Well, what I have to say to a lot of to young ladies wanting to venture into the pageantry world is that your assertiveness should be more. It should be your first priority when it comes to what you want to do, and not just pageant world, but whatsoever thing you want to do. You should be confident about it, and you should also be persistent, like I said first. Because nobody envision what you envision. You are the only one that sees what you want to be,
right?
What you want to become,
right?
Do not seek people. Do not seek validation from people. Go for it yourself. You are the only person that can make you to be who you want to be.
Exactly.
Right? So, the negativities is there. Those are things that build us up. Yes, you could use me. I like for people to be honest. Yes, I like people's opinion, because in as much as I don't need your validation, but I can also use that,
you can learn from.
Exactly, to learn from it. Like, we all make mistakes, but the way in which we handle it and deal with it is the more important thing to our lives. If you want to go for a pageant, if you want to do anything as a young lady, people will have a lot to say. Not just Liberia.
Right.
A lot of successful women around the world, young lady, people with new ladies, people will say, oh, they're into this, they're into this.
Yeah, it is always that.
Exactly.
It is never your effort.
Right. Especially if you're a lady. So let people say what they have to say. Let other people hear what they have to hear, and you do what you have to do. You're not there to justify anything. Whether it is wrong or it is right. Do it to the best of your ability that you will be able to succeed from it. If you're going for a pageant, focus on your pageant. If you're going for, if you want to become a beauty queen, focus on it. Look for things that align with it.
Mhm.
Look for things that align with it. Look for pageant books or documentary online. Well, just something as you get yourself prepared for the challenges you're about to take, because there are so many challenges along the way. People
Mhm.
will come to you because of the same, like, quote unquote perspective they have for
Yeah.
people. You're a young lady, so they just feel they can get their way with you just like that. And you prove to them, and that's just how I have been. Prove to them that yes, I agree. That's what society says, but that's
But
not
that's
what I
not
said.
exactly.
That's not who I am.
Exactly.
So I will make the difference. So as a young lady, that's one thing you should look at. Your self-esteem, your confidence, your effort to become successful. Look at all of those things. And also
This
your
is
character.
this is really, 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 really a great thing to
Yeah.
say to a lot of people out there, because we know, some of the things that are said on a daily basis. And it is not just about pageant girls. It is about young women. It's about women in general. Because if you are going to project an image on a particular lady, to some extent it goes for all women.
Yes.
So that's exactly what you're
Mhm.
saying to all women.
All
That's what you're
women,
saying to
right.
all, young ladies in a space. And it is not something to be encouraged. That is something to discourage on a daily basis, because a lot of these people, like, this is not like just launching a war against men or boys. No, but this is just to say it is always about you, what you want as an individual, and how do you want to go about, just
Yes.
accomplishing your mission, or what exactly do you want to do to reach to a certain place you've envisioned, from the beginning. Because if you do not do that, like, you as an individual, you have to possess this strong will, because it takes you places. If you are not strong willed, just forget about it. You're not going to go anywhere,
Right.
because you'll be like pulled by the nose. And
Mhm.
people are going to say, hey Alexa, let's go this way. You say, okay, I'm
Yes,
here,
yeah.
because you need validation. You
Yes.
need to fit in. So you don't always have to fit in. No, you could be your own person,
Yes, right.
and you could still, help other people as well, and other people will still help you. Not fishing for validation doesn't mean you don't listen to people. No, you listen to people talk. You listen to some of the things they will say. You don't have to accept everything. You take some of the things they will say if the things are really okay and they work for you as an
Exactly.
individual. So you have to be a really, really strong word, because that is very important.
Yeah.
And Mausi just said that right, because she's a young woman and she knows, like, what it is. She knows all these things, because I mean, she's been there, and no one will explain more.
And somebody who have been there,
Exactly,
who
you've
have
been there,
experienced
so
it, been there, done that.
exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah.
no one would say more than someone who has been there.
Yeah.
So it is that simple. Now we're talking about pageantry and tourism. They go hand in hand.
Exactly. Mhm.
Whenever you have a pageant girl, and
Yes.
sometimes you're going to ask them about, hey, what is your platform, or what do you hope to achieve? A lot of them will say, I want to make sure people get to know, the beautiful sites in Liberia. People get to know how, these sites host historic significance.
Mhm.
So we've always heard all these things. Like, you go to maybe a show, and you will listen to these girls just talk about the tourism sector in our country. But after all of these different talks, you don't see, like, what exactly did this say, and how are they, channeling that for us to see physically. You're not seeing any tangibles. Yeah, so it is just talks and talks all the time. So now we are here,
Okay.
and after emerging as Miss Monserrato,
Okay.
I saw the People's Tour Liberia. And when I saw that, I didn't know you, and it was shared on several blogs. I was happy. One of the reasons is because I'm one of the people who always talk about tourism. If you go to just the other TV station where I have a show, I talk about that a lot. And I've always had different conversations with my friends or with different people. We've talked about, hey, we have to make people understand we have a lot of things to offer in Liberia. A lot of people travel out of Liberia, right? And when you travel, you always want to go to places that will have historic significance. If you go to Paris today, you want to go to the Eiffel Tower, like 100%. If you go to the US today, you go to Washington, D.C., you want to go to the White House. You want to go to just different places. You go to Ghana, you want to go to Kwame Nkrumah, space and all that. So any part of the world you're going to travel, if you are an adventurous person as I am, you want to take pictures or you want to do videos, at spaces that are recognized, at spaces that have this historic significance. So now coming back to Liberia, we have a lot here, but then people do not emphasize, or the emphasis placed on these things, they're not really high. So how did you actually get to a point where you just looked in the mirror and you are like, hey, I want to make sure people understand what we have in Liberia. I want to make sure that, we have this visibility when it comes to tourism sector in our country. And then you thought, hey, the People's Tour Liberia. So did you just look in the mirror and you're like, I want to do this? Or how did it all start? Like what informed your decision to have created the People's Tour Liberia?
Great. So People's Tour Liberia came about when, firstly, I had a lot of business idea that I want to do this, but is this with this one even pay, with this one do this?
Okay.
Yes. So because me, I don't travel a lot, but the little 2 times I've been out of Liberia, when I go, I always see something and bring back.
Yeah.
So the first time I travel, I had to bring men's shirt, because I'm the person, I don't want to do the things that everybody do.
You want to stand out.
Yes, I want to do something different.
I love that. Yeah. We have that in common.
Exactly. I want to do something different. So even when I traveled the first time, I saw women things. I said, no, I would take men, because a lot of people doing women.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I brought some men's shirt and go. At that time, I did well in it, but then I started working.
Okay.
So I had to pause it. But I still had it in mind that I want to do business, but I just don't want to do any business. Yeah. So I traveled. I went to South Africa, and then I met this Congolese guy. It was, let's say, a friend, because we still talk.
Okay.
Yes, and basically he does almost the same thing in South Africa.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So I was like every place I passed, I was just noticing. I was just, doing my survey.
Okay, you're just looking around and seeing what's going on.
Yes, I'm like, what I can carry back from here. Yes. So then I went to the Red Bus Tour in South Africa. So, the Red Bus Tour, okay. So when I came back, all the things that I took from there, I tried to align it with the Liberia setting.
Okay.
Yes, to see how it's gonna work for me. But in the process of this, I had so many pleasure, and those pleasure came from one was doubt, one was fear, and the other was anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah. So the doubt came from how will Liberian people react to this thing? Yes, I was doubting. How would they react to this new idea? I mean, it's a new thing that I want to venture into in Liberia and bringing it to Liberia. How would people ready? Yes. Then the fear came from the challenges I have to face, which is the barrier condition when people coming, all of those things, health, electricity, all of those things. And the anxiety came from how much I wanted to push to make this work. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my business assessment in Liberia. I'm going to do my survey. So I got on the road. I don't even know. I was just going. First place I went was the museum.
Okay.
I met the tour guide there and I talked to him. Then we got friends.
Okay.
And I told him yes. So I'm like, because I don't have a lot of idea on this, what is it I want to do.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm
just trying to piece things together.
As far as I'm concerned, I want to showcase the beauty of Liberia.
Right.
I want to tell our history. I want people to know about history, because those
Mhm.
are the little things that Ghana does that make Ghana is
Of course.
up there today when it comes to tourism. Like, they appreciate the little things.
Right.
Yeah. And not just the thing about tourism. Tourists are not people that want to live luxury. In
Mhm.
as much as luxury is crucial, but then that's not the main thing. People leave their comfort zone, or may will not leave, or a lady will not leave her comfort zone in America that she got all the luxury to come to Liberia to kind of
Yeah.
live luxury. No.
No.
Those
You,
are
you
tourists.
want to see new things, you want to
Exactly.
experience different culture.
Right.
So definitely.
Exactly. So that's it. So I'm like, you know what? I started I go on my journey. I went to the museum first. From there, I went at a time. I went to 3 different counties around here, nearby counties.
Right.
Yeah. I went to the Blue Lake. Sadly, I was told that the Blue Lake is no longer in existence.
Nah.
Because,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
So then, and I came back. I started putting my
Little thoughts
pros
together.
and cons together.
Okay.
Yeah, to see how this can work for me. And then, and one thing I always believe in is that set realistic time
Goals.
or
Your
unrealistic
timeline.
goals,
Right.
yes, with realistic timing.
Mhm.
So I told myself at that time, and all of this was happening within a period of 2023 to 2024.
Yeah.
So I told myself that, you know why? The time I went to South Africa to get all this idea,
Mhm.
it was on my birthday in 2023.
Right.
Yes, South Africa. So I'm like, from now to my next birthday in 2024, I should have all of these things set out. I don't know how I was going to do it,
Yeah.
but I told myself I should have it set up before that time. So then I started working towards it, because I've already given myself a time limit.
Mhm.
So I started putting all the 1, 2 I know I could put together, I put them together. Then quick, before my birthday, I was able to launch it.
Wow.
And some people was like,
Wow.
why you talk so, why you launching it so fast? And then I'm like,
You
time
really
is not my
understand.
friend. Exactly. Time is not my friend.
You have to keep moving.
And more besides, when I launched this, the next challenge is, how do I get this out there to the people?
Yeah.
How do I,
Because launching is one thing,
exactly,
and promoting is another thing.
So-
Getting people to
Right.
actually support
that's
is
another thing. So me taking the whole time to take a launch, I have time passing by me that I'm supposed to use to do other things. So I would just go ahead with the launching. A business, the first 5 to 6 years in business is not that's the time you make mistakes and learn from
Yeah.
it. And I'm in that period right now.
Mhm.
That's why I make my mistakes and learn from it. So if I launch this now and it doesn't work for me, that's a mistake. I will learn from
you
that
know
mistake
exactly
again.
what to do differently.
Right, exactly. So that's how I was. That's how I was with it, and I was able to launch it. From there, I started working on the other essential things,
Mhm.
like getting it out there,
Mhm.
what's mentioned to our put in place, my marketing, IT, all of those things. And luckily for me, God was able to surround me with people that understand exactly what I
What's-
want to do.
okay.
Yes, with the two person I work with, they're very,
They're
understanding.
knowledgeable and they understand exactly what.
Right. So we just work hands in hand and try to make it work.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, I'm proud of you 100%. And I would
you.
like to say congratulations, because I mean, having a young person to actually go into this is something that's really amazing, because we've been here. We're not old. We've been here. We've seen exactly how people go about doing these things. And honestly, I have not seen a young person, to be like, hey, I want to do this, especially tourism. Like, of course, but we just go there and do pictures
Mhm.
and you would just post. That's it. But saying, I want to do this, I want to make this, my work. And I want to, it is not just about the work or the money,
Mhm.
but you also want to,
Showcase the
showcase
country,
our
yes.
country's,
Tell people about the country.
natural beauty and uniqueness. You want to take
Yes.
it out there, because there are people all over the world. Some of them know Liberia, some of them do not know Liberia. Like, I'm saying this
Mhm.
like 100%.
Oh yes, you are.
Some people
100%
do
right.
not
A lot of people don't even know.
do
Liberia.
not know Liberia. And I don't want to make this really political, but I would say that on our political show, maybe another time. But a lot of people do not know Liberia. And it when it comes in, when it be like, hey, you have a footballer, George Weah. That's when it be like, oh yeah, of
That's all they
course,
know
we know
about
George
Liberia.
Weah,
George Weah.
So you will go some places people do not know Liberia, 100%. So it is really important, and it is really, really great to have you say, hey, I want to do this. And it is not just about me as an individual, but I want to make sure
Yes.
Liberia is out there, and people see exactly what we have in our country, because we have a lot of different
We have
things.
a lot.
The
I can tell
museum,
you.
I remember when I was in the ninth grade, that was, I don't know how many years ago. That was the first time I ever visited the museum.
Mm.
And interestingly, some of the things that were said, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
some of these things are not even taught in school, because we do not know more about our history. And some of these things, how people fought, how women, how men actually tried to make Liberia Liberia. We do not know anything. The Providence Island, of course, we have that,
Yes.
but then people just be like, oh, that's the Providence
That's the
Island.
Providence Island.
You know,
And one thing, I'm coming. One thing is that, bro, like I said, we don't appreciate the little things that we see to be
we do
smart.
not.
Is what other people are using out there
To
to
make
generate
money,
revenue for that
to
country.
make serious money.
Ghana today, they have
Serious
this
money.
little place. I mean, Ghana act like they're the only people that had free slaves in that
The
country.
people eating show. What we will do?
Because we're not marketing ourselves.
No, we're not.
We're not marketing ourselves.
We're
We're not marketing our country.
No, we're not.
Ghana, everybody want to go to Ghana because of how well they market themselves.
Exactly. And we can do all those things right here in
Exactly.
Liberia. You just need the right people,
Right.
to get together, because what you're doing, you need support. Yeah, as much as that's your own, stuff you're doing, you still need support from everyone, because it is not just about you. People do businesses, but sometimes the kind of business you're into, it is about showcasing your country, and that's what you're into also. So let's talk about what you've been up to since you started the People's Tour Liberia, because recently actually I've been part of one unique tour.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I had another engagement. I could not be there, so I missed. I was really sad and angry. But I mean, that's about that. So let's talk about that. You just
still
had
have a lot to do. So
100%, and I'm still here alive.
Okay. So the People's Tour Liberia. First, let me say we have our services. Let me just talk about
that,
services.
please.
So the People's Tour Liberia is a tour agency where we showcase the beauty, rich culture, and history of Liberia to the world. Trying to make people to get used to Liberia, try to take advantage to Liberia too. Yeah. And our services offered at the People's Tour, student tours, county tours, hotels, guest houses, Airbnb booking, reservation.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I guess you are boss Leo.
Yes. So when it comes to our tours, we have 3 types of tours category. And we have our private or customer tour. We have our regular tour that we do, like the trips that we usually take to different counties and sites. Then we have our tour itinerary where we prepare it for people. We prepare tour itinerary for you if you're coming to Liberia.
And I want to go to certain
places. Yes, you want to go.
Hey.
We do everything for you. You just pay for your package, and then it comes with everything in it, all the places you need to visit, time attached, and everything. Yes. For this student tour, any schools, high schools, private schools, any of them want to take their students on adventure field trips, we are here. We are open up to that. Yes, and our regular bus tour where we take people on site. We visit different sites. The schedule right now is not yet organized. But we still go into places until we can organize that. We still go to places. Like for now, we have our upcoming event called Agriculture and Wildlife Tour.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Agriculture and Wildlife Tour is basically about exploring nature.
Okay.
Yes, and crops, like we just want people to have a first-hand experience of most of the things that we learn in the classroom.
Yeah.
Right. So you can have more knowledge of what you do. You're not just doing it, but you're doing it manually.
Wow, that's amazing. Exactly. Like it is.
So, and we have a lot of things. The tickets are on sale for just $40.
Okay. So where exactly?
So we are going to the Farmers Paradise.
Where is that?
You might know the place, but
I don't know if it is called that.
Yes, it's called. And that's the thing about us, tour operators. We don't disclose our
Exactly. No, that's a good strategy.
Before you come,
Because I would
you
not
and
be,
me.
I will go to Farmer's Paradise 100%. I go there and go see before you've reached it.
Exactly. So we're not doing that.
Okay, that's great.
So you have your tickets,
Mhm.
and if you book your space on the bus, you have a lot of things that come with it. You got hiking, you got sip and pay as usual.
Okay.
You got food, you got pizza after hiking, you got a bottle of water.
That's great.
You have games to play that day.
Mhm.
On the bus, you have a coconut water on the bus too.
You
the
need that
coconut-
100%.
and Wi-Fi on the bus.
Okay.
With a lot more. I think like many more.
So if someone wants to reach out now,
Okay.
how do they reach out to the People's Tour Liberia? We have the CEO here, Rabiu Omoye. So how do they reach out if someone is interested in going? Like, how do they reach out?
We are on social media as the People's Tour Liberia.
Mhm.
It's the people's with
People's-
capital
yeah,
S, yes.
yeah.
The reason why, like, let me just say, I give it the People's Tour Liberia is because I'm just providing the services
For
and
us.
You there too. So I want you
Exactly.
to own the tour.
It is
So
for
that's why-
us.
Exactly. So I put
Okay.
the ownership, the
The
People's,
Tour.
Yes.
That's
So
great.
the People's Tour Liberia, we are on social media as the People's Tour Liberia. We have our website, the peoplestourliberia.com.
Mhm.
You can go there. If you're coming from the States, if you're coming from anywhere around the world, and then you
Mhm.
want to do your pre-booking, you
Mhm.
can just go on the People's Tour Liberia website,
Mhm.
and everything is there, right? You just
Mhm.
tell what you want, and then it will be ready for you when you come to Liberia.
Okay, it is that simple. Like
Yes.
we've already passed our
Really?
time.
Oh my God.
I don't want to believe it. But
So sorry.
it's already 3, and that's not a problem. We're just going to borrow a little bit from it's a Mathis or Baby Boar, and Mathis, just because we'll be borrowing from you, let me just say this. Mathis will be here in the next few minutes, and he'll be working on the Freedom Cash giveaway as always. So please continue to dial *79 and *70# and use $200 Liberian dollars or 150 cents US dollars using your Lone Star mobile money. $1, right? $1.50 on Lone Star mobile money to play the Freedom Cash giveaway and stand a chance to win money. Mathis will be here to give that out to all of you. So we're just going to talk about. I can't believe we're already out of time, but that's okay. We're going to have her here another time. And I don't know if we have time to take just 2 or 3 calls. I don't know. Or if you're out there or if you're following us right here and then you just want to talk to the CEO of the People's Tour Liberia, kindly call us on 0776 104 104 and just be a part of this just for a few seconds because we're already out of time. But let's talk about what do you hope to achieve in the next couple of months or maybe a year from now.
Okay. So right now what I hope to achieve is that partnership nationally, like not nationally rather, but international partnerships.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nationally, because we have the tourism division at the Ministry of Information and Cultural Affairs. So they've reached out to you and because this I don't want to make this political.
Just to clarify too, I have my permit, my business permit, and my
So you're paying tax?
Yes.
You're a taxpayer.
And I
okay.
I'm a tour operator. Satisfied. Well, no, I wouldn't say satisfied. Sorry. No. Certificated tour operator from what's the call from Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism.
Okay.
Give me a what is the certificate or
permit?
Permit, right? Yes. Let me just say permit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the streets.
Okay, so
I have a permit. Yeah. So I'm not doing anything illegal. Everything I do is legal, and I'm with the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism.
Okay, no problem. So you want to achieve something international partnership and all that.
Yes, I have people coming out now. Yes.
Okay, that's
good.
Great.
Yeah, good thing is a few people have already come from different countries, like 3 different countries now I have. Yes, okay. I have 3 different countries right now. And we're working on something like, trying to partner wherein I'll start providing tour itinerary for people that are going to those places, to those 3 countries. Then maybe we can go into ticket thing and all of that. Small. Yeah.
Okay, so we wouldn't be able to take calls, right? So let's take your part in comments and we'll have you back another time.
Oh, it was nice being here and I appreciate the time. Thank you for making me the spotlight of the day.
Thank you for being here as well. We had a good time with you, and I think it is important, especially international. So we're in the March. In March, it is the
Yes.
International Women's Day. So just a shout out to people you look up to and people you would like to wish International Women's Month, International Women's Day.
Okay, so let me say the shout out to my girls, Luti and Angela, including Glow, and shout out to my own girl Princess. I mean, shout
I'm
out
right
to
here.
you, Mama, and shout out to all the women out there that are trying to make it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, so
For me. Oh,
well, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us on today's presentation of Women Spotlight. I have Mausi right here, the CEO of People's Tour Liberia. We talked about a lot of different things, and I think it is important to continue to spotlight women in our country, young girls venturing into something that will actually put our country on the spotlight. I'm so sorry, Mavis, but we'll be leaving in the next few minutes. Continue to play the Freedom Cash giveaway star 799 star 70 hash, and Mavis will be here to give you money. We've had a very good time here. I would like to say thanks to DJ Hero. And I know everybody need you in a show. The DJ's Hero for being here. He's our producer on the Women's Spotlight. I'm Princess Alexa Venture. Happy International Women's Month to all of you, and happy International Women's Day in advance. Bye bye from our end.
overcome the hurtful voices whispering I'm not good enough if you knew me.